what is up? The Force of Gaming 2233 here, and today, now, the Avengers 4 trailer just released a couple of days ago, and today I'm going to be doing my official breakdown, review, and predictions for the movie. So, let's just get into this, guys. Now, the Avengers 4 trailer was rumored for a couple of weeks, and we finally got a teaser trailer that really is what I expected. So, let's get on to this. So, we first start with a scene featuring the helmet, or the shattered helmet, of Tony Stark, or Iron Man. And we now see Tony Stark sending a message to Pepper Potts on Earth, where he is now alone on the ship that was left on Titan at the end of Avengers Infinity War. Now we do see him recording this message to Pepper Potts, and he's narrating over this whole scene. Now, I don't believe he's alone. Now, I'll get back to you guys on that a bit later, but we can see that he explains his survival situation as food and water has already ran out and oxygen is just about to run out. So he's at his last glimpses of hope for being rescued. We do see him drifting away on space in the Guardian ship. Now, this is not the Milano. I believe this is the Benatar, which was confirmed by James Gunn to be in Avengers Infinity War. It is sort of like a bird-shaped ship, as you can see here. Then we see him glimpsing into space on what is endless space as alone. But he's not alone. I don't believe he's alone, because if you guys can remember Avengers Infinity War, he was stuck with Nebula on Titan because all the Guardians had turned to dust, Doctor Strange had turned to dust, and sadly, Spider-Man had turned to dust. So there were still hopes for him returning with the Guardian ship and Gamora's sister. We then go to another shot, which we see Thanos' armor hung up as a scarecrow. This is a nod to the comics, and actually the ending scene of Avengers Infinity War. If you guys go check out the movie at the end, we can now see that Thanos said what he was going to do, and he wiped out half the universe and retired on a farm. We can see that he still has the Infinity Gauntlet, which was smashed up at the end of the snap after Stormbreaker just cut the hell out of Thanos' chest, but not his head. Why, Thor? Why? But anyway, after this scene, we do get the new Avengers compound. Well, not the new Avengers compound. It was seen at the beginning of Ant-Man and the Wasp as believed to be an old Stark warehouse, and we do see it at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, where we reveal the new Iron Spider suit. So, the compound looks basically the same. There's nothing different. Yeah. We then see, in the compound, we see crying Captain America. Crying Captain America. That tear that broke everyone's soul. I'm also crying. He shaved his beard. No! Okay, anyway, guys, we see how much loss that these characters bear upon them. The fact that Cap had already lost Bucky and Falcon, and it's put a strain on the Avengers and life itself after the snap. We also see Black Widow in this shot explaining what Thanos actually did, and he halved out half of all existence in the universe. We then switch to Bruce Banner, who's actually, I believe, also in the compound. If you guys can check the background pattern on the wall. I'll show you guys the same background pattern later. We can also see that he's staring at his fallen heroes. Now, I believe these are not the fallen heroes. As you can see in the corner of each name, it's saying missing. Now, missing doesn't necessarily mean dead, because they don't know where they are. So Scott Lang is missing, and we know where he is. He's in the quantum realm, which we last left him in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Then on your right, we can see Shuri, Black Panther's sister, who is also believed to be missing. The last time we saw, she was taken out in her lab, I believe, in Avengers Infinity War, trying to protect Vision, or doing that type thing. I forgot one of Thanos' minions. I forgot his name. Don't blame me. Avengers Infinity War, guys. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm rewatching the whole MCU, including all the series from, what was the first series that they, Agent Carter, right, okay. That was the first, which is after Captain America, the first Avenger. Anyway, we do see it switch to Peter Parker, who's also missing. Now, we know that he has sadly faded into dust, but the Avengers on Earth do not know that, because they do not know that the Guardians even helped. Well, actually they do, because Rocket on? No, Rocket wasn't on Titan. He was on Earth, right? Rocket and Groot. So, yeah, so the rest of the Guardians faded away, and Spider-Man faded away on Titan, and Doctor Strange. So, they believe that Doctor Strange is missing, and Spider-Man is missing right now. But anyway, we'll find out about Scott Lang later on. Then we see this empty Avengers compound, basically symbolizing that this world is empty now, that half of all existence is gone. But with the sun rising, I believe it's like a new hope for the new Avengers team that's going to be formed. Anyway, we see Thor with that same background pattern, so he's also in the compound. You also see him with the eye that was given to him in Avengers Infinity War by Rocket. And, yeah, he seems really, really bad, because he had the worst loss. He had Heimdall and Loki, and as well as the other Avengers that he knew. Anyway, we do get the scene now. Remember at the beginning of this video, I told you guys that Tony Stark might not be alone. Well, it's confirmed now that Gamora is actually with him. If you guys can see in the first shot with Tony Stark, there is a bed, or how would you say, call it a gurney or something like that. That is where Thor was put on after he crashed into the Benatar in Avengers Infinity War. That's where Tony Stark is laying right now. And we can also see Gamora putting a hand on probably his shoulder to comfort him in his last moments, I believe. But I don't believe this is his last moments. I believe this is like at the beginning of the movie, and somebody's going to rescue him. So if you guys want to go down in the comment section and say who, or guess who, because it can either be Captain Marvel, Thor, who else? Probably Pepper Potts, right? Because he's begging for, yeah, he needs to, yeah, Pepper Potts had confirmed, Gwyneth Paltrow had confirmed herself getting a new armor. That's going to be the rescue armor. So probably she's going to go rescue him. And we know this because of her Instagram pictures, that she got this cool new dark purple type color armor. If you guys want to go check that out, it's actually a pretty cool picture. And anyway, we then switch to another scene in, I believe it's Japan, and we see this hooded figure with a blade being pulled across his arm or something like that. And we don't know who this hooded figure is. We then cut to see Black Widow also in this place, and she's wondering who it is too. And we then get the reveal that it's Hawkeye. But anyway, it's not Hawkeye. It is actually Ronan. Now, Ronan is the character that is portrayed by Hawkeye in the comics. He's a highly trained assassin. Now, at the beginning, when we do see Thor in this trailer, we hear the narration of Captain America. He's narrating over what has happened and how the Avengers are experiencing this situation. And as it gets to this point where we meet Ronan, we hear Cap say that family has been lost. So maybe Hawkeye is driven to this path because his family had been lost, or his children were taken away, and he's now a changed man of what he experienced. But anyway, I'm really enjoying the new suit. It really looks cool. If you guys want to go check out the Ronin costume, it is basically not an exact replica of the comics, but it has that same detail. Anyway, we do get this cool shot of Black Widow and Captain America with a plan to move forward and how to recover from the snap. We see Black Widow with her blonde hair as usual, and we see Captain America with his costume that I believe resembles, or is probably, the Winter Soldier costume. One of the best MCU movies, in my opinion. If you guys don't like the movie, well, that's your problem. You're not an MCU fan. Anyway, then we get to this point where we see how Cap is showing his compass, which was the compass that was given to him, or he had in the first Avenger, and it had the picture of Peggy Carter, played by Haley Atwell, on this thing. And if you can look closely, he's going northeast. Now, northeast was something that I read about, is actually the same coordinates that Captain Marvel was going to in one of the plane coordinates in the new Captain Marvel trailer. So I don't know if they're going to go find Captain Marvel, or Captain Marvel already received the message from Nick Fury. Anyway, this is a cool nod to showing how the MCU relates back to its beginnings. And yeah, then we see Captain America explaining that if this plan doesn't work, he has no idea what to do next. So this is like the last basically the last chance at saving the world from its destruction. Anyway, we get this amazing effect, Avengers, and the title was revealed, Endgame. It was Endgame. Even though the Russo brothers denied it, it was Endgame. I believed it was Annihilation for a few days, but when Endgame came out, it's actually a fitting actually a good movie name. Tony Stark mentioned Endgame in Age of Ultron, I believe, and Doctor Strange mentioned Endgame in Infinity War. Now, what is Endgame basically? It's basically when, I believe, I read it's a term in chess, where both teams are at a point where, not both teams, both players are at a point, both opponents are at a point when they have to make strategic moves in order to beat one another. So those moves have to be made from Endgame, this point. And that's how serious this is. We also get this cool effect of this broken pieces trying to form the Avengers again, symbolizing that although most of the Avengers were taken out, they're still trying to regroup and reform, but the A is not as whole as it is, so there's still some pieces missing. But anyway, we get this cool effect with the Avengers logo that is sort of looks like the effect and colors of the quantum realm, assuming that the quantum realm will be such an important part in the movie. We also then get the final, clip that everybody hopes for, and we get this message from Scott Lang saying that he is outside, that he needs to come into this Avengers compound, and then we realize that he is with his ex-con van. Now that was where he got trapped in the quantum realm in the first place. It has that gadget thing where he transported into the quantum realm to get quantum healing particles. And we then realized that he got stuck when Hope Van Dyne, Hank Pym, and Janet Van Dyne had disappeared or faded away from the snap. Then we get this concerned look on Cap, and the question that is this a live video? Is it happening right now? Is this a recorded old message? Now, Black Widow says it's the front gate. Now, does she mean it's really the front gate right now, or is it the front gate in the video? Now, if you guys don't know what I'm trying to say, is that Captain America believes that this is a old message, because in the corner, sorry about that, guys, in the corner we can see that it says archive, and if you zoom in real close, we can see a date. I do believe it's a date, and it says 1983. I think it says 1983. Now, the fact that it says archive means that it's believed to be an old video, and it is, the date shows that it is an old video. So, what does this mean? Does it mean that Scott Lang is back in time, and where is he now? If he was in 1983, where is he now? And the fact that Black Widow said that that was the front gate shows that it's probably not the front gate of this Avengers compound. It's probably the front gate of the Howard Stark warehouse. If you guys can remember from the first Ant-Man, that's what the compound was before it was the Avengers compound. So this is probably what I'm thinking, and this is my prediction. Scott Lang had got into one of those, had traveled back in time. Yeah, if you guys can remember Janet Van Dyne telling him that if he gets sucked into a time vortex, he won't be saved. So maybe a time vortex had just, took him to 1983, and the only place he knew where to go was the Avengers compound, because that's where he first met his Falcon friend, Tic Tac. Tic Tac from Civil War. Yeah, that's the only place that he knows where the Avengers are actually. And he goes there and he asks to be buzzed in, but it's a Howard Stark facility, and nobody lets him in. Or I don't believe anybody lets him in. I just don't know how this is going to work out. But maybe it is happening right now, so it's not an archived message. Maybe he never time traveled to 1983. Some things can just happen, guys. So it's just a prediction type thing. Anyway, we do see Scott Lang at the end asking to buzz him in, and after that we know that he's gonna play a huge role in the movie. And then we get this amazing April date, so I believe it's April 26th. Mark your calendars, people, because Avengers 4 is gonna be a great movie. Now, that's my predictions. I did a breakdown. If you guys want to go check out more detailed breakdowns on YouTube, you can. But my review, this is like a quick review. I really think this is better than the first Captain Marvel trailer, but not. Yeah, this is actually what we actually needed, because it doesn't show a plot of the film at all. It just shows how they are, how these characters are after the snap, and it really shows us, although it doesn't show us who is important in the film or what is the film all about, the plot, it really shows us that it's a serious situation and a plan has to be made right now. So anyway, guys, we didn't see Captain Marvel in it. We didn't see Rocket. We didn't see we did see Hulk, but not Hulk. We saw Bruce Banner. So yeah, we just have to wait for the next trailer. Now, if you guys were wondering why I don't do predictions and reviews on other trailers, it's just I don't have time. This was Avengers 4 teaser trailer, so it was something that I really enjoyed, and I wanted to share with you guys my theories and my breakdown. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the Force of Gaming 2233. Peace out.